let's make this short. So I got a question that said, "What made you start streaming?" Basically, maybe like 5 years plus. I knew that Twitch was a thing, but I didn't know. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't know you could be big on Twitch. Um, and I don't know if I just like paid attention or cared enough that might have been a thing on YouTube. I knew you could have like a gaming page on YouTube, but I didn't have. I knew you could have like a gaming page on YouTube, but I feel like I just didn't have uh a perspective on it of like what it could be or like be what it is now. I don't I mean I'm sure some of like the OGs that I just like don't watch or don't know about were popping at the time, but I just didn't know like about that shit. Like Mr. Beast and Corey Kenshin. Like even now I don't know their lore and I don't know any of the old shit they did. I just know that these are like guys that like just don't do like streaming now because they're so big and they're like they moved on to like different avenues. Um but for me, how I like discovered how big this world was, I discovered it late. I fast forward, I moved to California a couple years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. And uh when I came out here, even before that, I was just like I did streaming every now and then with like some of the bigger games, and I made music and all this stuff. And I still do. I still try to do music every now and then. My schedule's just not what it is, and when you have so many passions, something gets put to the side. 3 4 years ago, I move out here. I'm just doing like odd jobs. I'm trying to get into acting. I get a couple background roles. Some like directly in the scene, right next to the one of the stars or whatever, stuff like that. I definitely had a more distinct look a couple years ago. If you knew, you knew. Um, now, now move forward a little later. I get a job. Now the thing about my job is during certain parts of seasons I just don't work, which means I can't spend money, which means I ain't going outside, I ain't doing shit, yada yada yada. Um First few times I'm just kind of doing whatever, just I go out with my roommates or homies every now and then. Um stuff like that, watch a movie or something. Um, yeah, stuff like that. So, um, yeah. Uh, and so comes maybe summer last year. Man, does the time fly by? But summer, summer came, and like I said, no job, no work. I came across Kai Cenat stream. I don't know, dude. I did don't know how I came across this shit, but yeah, that's how that happened. I came across this shit and he was doing uh like a New York, I'm in New York for the summer type of thing, and he was streaming like every day like 3 o'clock, and just they him and like AMP and rented out a building. I saw the whole chronicle. Still like I still I can't remember uh how I like decided to watch that. But yeah, I did. And so I don't know, I just kept watching it. It looked fun. Like my idea or theory about like why people enjoy Kai and like rappers enjoy Kai is just because he is a kid and he came up. I don't even necessarily know if he came up playing video games as like a video gamer. He does game, but the way I saw it, he was just or the way it was told to me, is that he was like doing skits and stuff. Um, and I think maybe that's like a main interest of his. Um, but anyways, uh, so yeah, he did that, and it's you're automatically just kind of drawn to it just because it's like I mean honestly everybody wishes they could do that. Like everybody look, and I mean I know for a fact that like he does a lot of planning and to pull this shit off, and it takes a certain amount of charisma or whatever, but people are drawn to this because it's like, well, that's if I knew this was a choice, if I knew I could do that like as a kid, a lot of our first choices weren't the thing that like even if you blew up making music or whatever, and you probably still would have ended up doing music. It's just like seeing somebody be so free is captivating. Um, where it's just like no, like that's actual fun. You know what I mean? He's just living his life with with the little like sketches sprinkled in, side missions, all that shit. But the main thing is just like it's he's gotten to a point where he can just be him, and he can just that's just the content. He can travel, and it's just him being him, and people reacting to him. Um, and I think a lot of artists before they got into music, like hardcore, it was like, oh, I just wanted to do that. Just wanted to hang with friends and just wanted to play video games. And I wish that was, really, you're like, oh, I wish I could make like money doing that. Um, and I think at some point it like occurred to me that it was just like, well, I can't spend that much money. I can't do too much in my position, how I'm living right now. So yeah, honestly the dream. Um, so that I think that's what brought me to it. I was like, just seeing how big you could become off of video gaming or content creation, without having to I can't even think of the word, but just doing what you want to do, and it's in the essence of itself. You turn on the camera, and it's just you, um, and you can do whatever you want. Like I said, it's just the freedom of it, and being able to make money off of that was mind blowing to me. I was just like I guess hooked immediately. Um, So I think, that's probably what drew me to it. And I always talk about on the stream how, for me, I want this to just be the beginning. And if I can do what I can and make this grow, like there's so much more I feel like I could do on stream. Um, like I'd like to show people like my music making process on stream when I get the proper hardware for it. Um, I'd like to watch movies with people online when I get the hardware for it. I'd like to get into just I like to make games look better. I'd like to preview games and for people and things like that. Um and I felt like I don't have a grasp on the quote unquote following I have. I've had like weird people saying I'm a micro influencer or whatever, which I don't believe because it's bullshit. Because I like have a big following on quote unquote big following on a niche website. Like that's not like you know what I mean. There's no celebrity to that. Like the web, it's a dead website, but fuck it, I be on Tumblr. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously, I mean, or maybe not so obvious. I feel like this probably would have been a better move like a couple years ago when it wasn't peak, but I feel like my presence was a little stronger at a certain point. Um, but this is me like I've always had like friends saying like you should stick to this one thing and well not this one thing, but stick to like things of like content curation, not creation, but curation of like showing people uh like my fashion taste and aesthetic taste and art taste and all that. Um and make an Instagram account for that and a Twitter account for that. And for me, I don't know. Like I've said on previous accounts, like I always felt like certain just fashion kind of aspects can be corny and fashion personalities can be corny. Um and I still want to do like more fashion content on first for streaming stuff, but I think doing show or doing reactions to the fashion shows is a good starting point. I used to wish for a Tumblr presence like yours, then somehow translating it to a magazine, if that makes sense. No, I get it. That's definitely one of like a dream I've had myself of doing some type of magazine or photo book. But I don't know. I don't necessarily. I think I have had. How do I say this? At my peak, I think there was definitely a possibility of me doing something. I don't know what, but something. And I don't mean the blog that I run now, Winner Corey Bria. I mean the older blog, Arts Drug. There were so many people that knew that blog, and that was kind of like I have more followers now, but the uh the activity of the page from people that followed me was bigger. Uh, I can't think of the word, not reactions, but yeah. Um, so I think at that point, at the peak of that blog, yeah, but at the peak of that blog, I got killed. By Tumblr staff. Thanks, Tumblr staff. Thanks a lot. Um, so uh, yeah. So now I'm just trying to like, damn, is everyone migrating to Twitter? I mean, people they're already on Twitter. Tumblr. I mean, as far as I mean, Tumblr's been dead for a long time, but I do think that I mean, at least for me, I just feel like I'm just not like as active on there. I try to be, but I post what I post, and then I kind of just dip. I don't know what happened. I personally, for me, when I didn't have a job, is when I was like just started to become more active on Twitter. Um, I don't know how, but it just translated to that. Um, but back to like my current arc. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to make something out of this. Honestly, that's this is all the reason why um I came to Twitch. It just it grabbed me in like a low time of my life, and I'm having fun with it right now, and I feel like reasonable, maybe reasonable dreams for it. Honestly, I want a better computer right now. Jesus Christ, and even that seems a little tough of an obstacle, but that's like almost low hanging fruit. Maybe we'll see. Even though my job is, I'm not in the union because they won't make me full time, but the uh the union is trying to get for more pay for those for employees. So here's the hoping for that because goddamn, yo boy, I'm in the struggle. I'm in the struggle. I ain't gonna lie. And the economy is fucked. So yeah, I got a little disjointed there, but that's why I started streaming. Um, so yeah, hopefully, and honestly, my like I said, my goals is to make money off of this, but I'm not even like thinking Kais in that level, AMP level, phase level. Like, yo, if that happens, like, yo, I'm with it. But literally, my goal is just enough to just pay as much as a regular job. Like, if I could get that, I'm cool. Like, I don't mind working for niggas to you know what I mean to play games, and it's paying me like medium average pay or whatever. Like, that's cool. I'll be more than happy with that. Uh, but once we get to like, I mean, if we talking quit my job money, hey, I'm with that too. You know what I mean? Quit your day job type money. I'm with that. But right now, shit, I'm talking low level shit. You know what I mean? Put a little money in my pocket. That's where I'm trying to get right now. That's as big as the dreams go. I like to take it step by step.